What's up, guys? Justin here on a cold, anxious Friday morning. It is like, well, my car said 50 degrees when I shut it off. I'm camped outside this sale up here right now, which is supposed to start at 8. It's like 7:40 right now, and they've got the cars parked in front of the driveway and stuff, so they're clearly not open yet. But the reason I'm here is because they're supposed to have a bunch of like Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation, Commodore stuff, even the guy said. And the weird part was I was at the same house for a sale earlier in the month, like the first weekend in August, and I bought they had like a couple games out. It was leftovers from a sale I went to last year at the same house when they had like the headless Link amiibo and stuff. So anyway, I've gotten a couple like Xbox games from this sale, but like I said, they're supposed to have a ton more for this sale. I don't see anyone else except like an older couple behind me camped out right now, so I'm hoping it stays this way. But last time they had this sale, there was a line of people at the end of their driveway right when they opened up at 8. So, crossing my fingers here.
And 200. There's another. There's more 40s.
That's very expensive.
Okay, Denise. There's 200 and 40 times 3, 120. Max, be quiet now.
Is it 200? You got to give me one at a time. 200.
And then 120 for 3 40s. 20, 40, 60, 60.
Oh my god, guys. I am like speechless right now. I am racing to the ATM to get another like $400 or $500 out to go buy all the rest of those NES games they had there. I ended up getting one of them right now. I spent all the cash I had on one game. It's a mint complete in box Power Blade 2, which is sitting next to me right now. And everything at the sale is the prices are all over the place. Some of it is like dirt cheap. Others, obviously $200 is not dirt cheap, but it kind of is, because I don't know what a complete in box Power Blade 2 is going for, but it's a lot more than $200. So I'm gonna take as much cash as I can out of the ATM right now and race back there. They're supposed to be holding it for me, but obviously you never know what's gonna happen. So they've got it all set aside, and I'm hoping that, you know, no one comes and offers them like double or whatever and sees it back there. But I will show you guys an update once I hopefully get the rest of these games. So this would happen. The ATM that I went to will not give me any cash. I don't know what the issue is. And it's too early for the banks to actually be open yet. So now I'm racing over to a different ATM to get multiple hundreds of dollars, hopefully. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do if this one doesn't give me any cash. I'd have to wait, which is not gonna work. So I'll let you guys know what happens, but yeah, now I'm really crossing my fingers. Okay, luckily that one gave me cash, so I'm good to go on that front. Now I've just got to get back to the sale. I'm about eight or so minutes away, so just crossing my fingers. Again, she's supposed to be holding it for me, but you never know. I mean, if someone saw the post and showed up and was like, oh, I'll pay way more than that for them, then they're gonna be gone. So I'm shaking right now, guys. We got him. Check it out. Selfie with the games. Woo! Let's take a closer look. Oh my god, guys, look at Power Blade 2 mint in box. This is actually the only one I opened. I should probably open the rest of these before I leave, so I'm gonna do that. But I mean, Jimmy Connor's Tennis, that's a really hard to find NES game. Dragon Warrior 4, got Mario's this Metroid, which I just got the box and manual for that the other weekend. Castlevania, again, not dirt cheap. Some of these were, some of them weren't. I'll let you guys know what I paid and obviously show them in more detail at the end. I'm just trying my best to get my composure back right now so I can actually hit the rest of my sales. I have quite a few this morning. I'm running way behind schedule. So yeah, I'm gonna ship out of here. Gremlins, Gargoyles Quest 2. Oh my god, I didn't even see that in there. I'm gonna ship out of here, hit the rest of the sales on my list, and then go home and probably celebrate some more. Alright guys, let's take a look at everything that I picked up from that sale on Friday morning. Absolutely insane. I did go out on Saturday, I found some stuff. I'll show all that footage and Saturday's pickups at the end of the video, but I wanted to get into this here. So, I've got these sorted out here. Everything in front was all seemingly complete. Cartridge, box, manual, maps if they had them. Along with this stack here, these all appeared to be complete, and obviously cartridge only stuff here, and all of these two stacks were, I believe, missing manuals. So I've got some manuals to complete those, but we'll get to those in a minute. I want to start out with the Kingpin here, Power Blade 2. So I've got them in protectors here, and just because I don't trust myself to touch these boxes really, especially this one. But I did take everything out of these boxes and lay them out and take some pictures, so I'll pop those up for you guys here. The Power Blade 2 is, I don't want to say mint condition because it's not perfect, but it's pretty close to perfect. It had the cartridge, the manual box, all of these had the styrofoam. It did not have any, if there was like promotional inserts or anything that originally came in there, it did not have. So I'm gonna have to do some research on that, see what originally came in there, and maybe I can harvest some inserts and stuff from either another one of these games or from something else in my collection already. But yeah, absolutely. When I pulled this out of the box that they had there, I was a little bit initially sticker shock because of the price tag they had on it. It wasn't a garage sale price, but it took me 2 seconds to snap out of it and be like, oh my god, it's still an insane deal. Again, I'll let you guys know what I paid for some of these individually and grand total at the end. But yeah, this is, I've saw a couple of those sell online for anywhere from $800 to, I saw one I think sold for $1,200, but I'm gonna call this like an $800 or $900 copy just to be on the conservative side. But yeah, definitely one of the most valuable pieces in my collection now, because I will be adding that one to my collection along with a bunch of this other stuff. So move on next to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I totally forgot until someone dropped a comment on our Facebook post that this game had a pretty rare variant, and this is it, the Ubisoft blue variant here. And I don't think I had either of the cartridges. I think there was a Tengen one. Oh, there was a few Indiana Jones games on the NES. But I believe this is probably the hardest one to find in this variant as well. That one was also complete, and again, not mint, but pretty close. So that one will be going into the collection as well. Moving on next to Jimmy Connor's Tennis. This is a very hard to find NES game. I've had it cartridge only for a while. I picked it up a couple summers ago, I believe, in a Facebook or a Craigslist deal or something. And this one was also in near mint condition, so I'll have an extra cartridge of this one now. Not a lot of sports games obviously that are worth money on the NES, but this is definitely one of them. I think well, when I got the cartridge it was going for like $70 or $80, so complete, I don't know, I'll have to do some research on that, but I want to say it's probably going to be at least double that. Moving on next to Dragon Warrior 4. This box was not in as good a condition as some of the other ones. Some significant wear on the bottom there and on the corners and edges and stuff, but I believe this one was complete. I'll have to compare it to the one that I have, which I'm certain is fully complete. There was the manual / explorer's handbook thing in there. There was a map. It had the blue styrofoam that was a little bit smaller to fit everything in the box, and then the cartridge obviously. So again, I'll have to look up quick and see if there's anything else that came in there, but I don't think there's anything else that could even fit in this box. It's already kind of like bulging as it is, but that one I do already have. This one I did not have though, Gargoyle's Quest 2. I actually thought this was Gremlins 2 when I bought it, and for the price they had on it, I probably would have bought either of them, but this was a nice surprise when I got back to the car, because this is one that I've never had the cartridge for. Box again has some wear. This was covered up by the price sticker when I got it. I took the price sticker off these expensive ones because I didn't want it to get like stuck on there. These ones I still have to take them off, but yeah, it was like masking tape like that. So luckily though, the sticker was not what caused that. That was already there before, I could tell before the sticker was put on there. But yeah, some wear on the corners and edges and stuff, but definitely collection worthy. That was one I did not have. Moving on to this Metroid here. This is the one that, I mean, you can see the price on that. They had it at $50. That was the one that I kind of feel I overpaid for, even though that's not a bad price for it. But just judging by the prices they had on all this other stuff and how they told me they priced them, that one was probably a little bit too high. But again, I wasn't going to pass it up. I mean, it's in really nice shape. And I just picked up, actually up here, this is just a box and manual that I got as kind of a throw-in with that NES bundle that I purchased a couple weekends ago. So I've got an extra one now. I think someone has dibs on that though. You know who you are. But I'll be adding this one to my collection. So that's it for kind of like the heavy hitters there, but there was some other good stuff up in this stack here. This is the gray cartridge, Adventure of Link, which I don't believe I had. complete in box for the collection, so I'll hang on to that. This Zelda had the manual map and stuff, but they were in really rough shape, as is the box, but it is still complete, I guess you could say. Some of the stuff here was super cheap. Lolo, Deadly Towers, Mario Bros. 2, that one was actually in really nice shape. Prince of Persia, I did not have the box for. I don't even know if I had that cartridge. I'll have to double check on that. Dragon Warrior, I believe, was had. If there was a map, they might be missing the map. It had the manual though. Iron Sword, Ninja Gaiden. This one still has the shrink wrap on it, but I'm not gonna be able to show it. The front of the box is really sun faded. This one was definitely a rental, along with actually quite a few of these I think were rentals, because a couple of these ones had photocopied manuals, and some of them have like. Oh, I took it off now. This had like a rental sticker on the front of the box there as well. Zanuck, I don't believe I had that box. And then some cartridge only stuff here. Nothing too great. What is this one? Codename Viper. These were all pretty cheap though. I think these were all like a couple dollars each. Yeah, that one says $2 there. Whatever, so I just grabbed them. And then onto the stuff here that was missing manuals. Again, I should be able to complete a number of these. And I mean, some of these, Super C, $5, for a pretty much mint box and cartridge. Like, that's a steal of a deal. And I think I have a manual for that. I don't know if I have that one boxed for the collection yet. So I'll be keeping a few of these for sure. And then non-NES related, this was like the first stuff I saw when I got up there, and I thought this was all they had, to be honest with you. And these were dirt cheap, at like 25 cents for Superstar Saga, 10 cents for, I don't know, it's some kid's game. And then Pokemon Rumble Blast, that was like $1, I think. And then 3 for Marvel Capcom, 3 for the Xbox One, which was random. But then I asked the kid there, and he's like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of Nintendo stuff. And he pointed me right to a big bin of all this stuff that I just walked right by and didn't even see. I wasn't looking for boxed NES stuff. I was looking for the Super Nintendo, the N64, that type of stuff that they told me they were going to have, not this. So anyway, what was the grand total on all of this? So I had $250 on me originally when I got to the sale, and everything totaled up to, I believe, $622 for all the prices that they had on it. This was $200, again, kind of sticker shock, but I was like, you know what, that's still an insane deal. I want to say this was $75. I think they had this at $40, $40, $40. That was obviously $50. And then, some of these like this was $20, $20. So, I mean, still really good prices. They told me that they basically looked everything up on eBay, I'm assuming, and they were knocking 50% off of what they saw them either listed or selling for. It didn't matter. It was still a good deal. I mean, for something like this, I have a feeling they must have only looked up cart only and done half, 200 is about half of what the cart goes for. So, yeah, I think for some of them they did that. Obviously, for this one, they must have looked up complete. Even complete, I don't know if that one goes for 100. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the total was $622. I was like, look, I don't normally spend this much at a garage sale. Like, what can you do as far as like a bundle price since I'm just grabbing everything? And they ended up knocking 10% off. They said that was the best they could do, which wasn't great, but I mean, it ended up saving me like $60-some, so I can't really complain. Again, I had to go to the ATM. I had that scare. You guys already saw that, but I got back with the cash, grabbed everything, and I'm happy with it, even though I've never spent that much at a garage sale. I don't think I really can't complain with some of the stuff I got. What is going on, guys? Justin here for some Saturday morning garage sales. Just stopped at my first few sales of the morning back in my neighborhood. Didn't find anything, but heading over to a sale now that's supposed to have some PlayStation 3 stuff, I think. I have a feeling it's going to be way overpriced, but it's one of the earlier starting sales, so we'll go check it out. And then I'm going to be heading to the next town over from here. There was a sale that was advertising some older Xbox, PlayStation, and PSP stuff. So we'll go see what that is all about as well. First disappointment of the morning is I'm walking up to that PS3 sale, and it's the same sale that I hit earlier in the summer that had that like $150 PS3 and like $10 games. So, and like the $5 or $10 sandwich bags full of Legos. So I'll go check it out since I'm already here, but I don't think I'm gonna be buying anything. Yep, they're not even letting anyone look until 8, so peace. How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good.
sold for.
So I spent $35 at that sale and got some okay stuff. This red PSP was the most intriguing thing I got. It's a PSP 2000. It looks like some kind of special edition. I've never seen this one before. And it was $10. I mean, I took a shot on it because it didn't have a charger. It was like as is or whatever, but I figured I could justify it for $10. There's an original Xbox controller, a couple PSP games that he threw in with the system for me. Silent Hill 4 The Room for PS2, and then some Xbox and Wii stuff here. The games were $3 each. I think he gave me one for free as like a bundle deal or whatever. And then I paid $5 for this Wi-Fi adapter here. These do pretty well online. So $35 total. I'm going to actually look up a few more things that I saw on his table there because GameStop, well, the deal's probably over by the time you guys are watching this, but GameStop's doing that insane trade deal right now, so I'm going to see if I might be able to capitalize on anything else that he had up there. Some more cheap pickups here. I'll show them in more detail at the end. The SmackDown games aren't bad, but obviously there's some really filler stuff in there as well. But again, they were super cheap, so I grabbed them. All right, grabbed another stack of really cheap games here, 25 cents each on these. Nothing too great, but there's like a Mortal Kombat in there and a Plants vs. Zombies, so that'll pay for everything easily. It was like $2.25 for that whole stack. So quite a few more sales to hit. 9:15 right now, so a little bit behind schedule, but hopefully we can end the day with some more luck. So this was kind of weird. I walked up to a sale. I grabbed this calculator here for $10, which was a steal of a deal, especially this time of year. And then when I was paying for it, I saw that they had this sitting below like their cash box and stuff. And it's just almost empty box. There's no system in here or anything. But I asked them about it because I was wondering maybe if they had the system, and they were telling me someone stole it or whatever. The mom was still all bitter that somebody stole it. And so I offered like $1 for the box, and she was like, well, she's looking through it. She's like pulling out, well, it's got instructions in there. It's got a cord, which I don't even think this cord goes to a PSP. Maybe it does. And she's like, how about $2 for the box? I was like, ugh. All right, fine, whatever. I was getting a good deal on the calculator anyway. I was like, fine, $2 for the box. I've never seen that specific Ratchet & Clank Size Matters like limited edition bundle before, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to complete it, but maybe somebody I know needs the box or will at some point in time. Anyway, on to the next one. A couple more pickups here. Mario Kart Wii and Disney Princess My Fairy Tale Adventure for the Wii. This one actually sells for like $10 to $15. So I reluctantly paid, I paid $4 for this one, and I paid $5 for Mario Kart. They had it as a bundle with their system for like $50, so I guess I should be thankful that they even wanted to sell me a couple of the games. The only other game they had there was Just Dance Kids 2, I think. So anyway, a few more sales to hit. Let's keep rolling. All right, here is Saturday's pickup recap. It was a decent Saturday, quite a few sales, and I was finding stuff pretty consistently, which always makes the morning a little more enjoyable. But let's hop over to that first sale I stopped at Saturday morning, where I got this red PSP, which I found out is the God of War limited edition PSP. I'm sure a bunch of people already commented that down below from when I asked about it earlier. But took a shot on it for $10. It's not in great shape. The screen's definitely got some scratching. There's no charger, so it was a gamble, but for $10, I think I saw them selling for like $70 to $90 in working condition. This one might need a little bit of work, but we'll see if I can get that up and running. Also had, they had an Xbox system there with like 4 controllers, but I asked if he would just sell me the blue one, and he did. I had to pay $5 for it, but if it works, that's still a pretty good deal. $5 for the Wi-Fi adapter. These were thrown in with the PSP system for the $10. Actually, this one, it doesn't even have the right game in it. It's like a Battlefront 2 or something in there. Silent Hill 4 The Room for PS2. Some Xbox and Wii games here. These were like $3 each. I think he gave me a little bit of a bundle deal. It ended up being like $35, I think, for everything at that sale. So that was a good way to start the morning. I headed back into my town and picked up these for pretty cheap. I think the wrestling games were $1 each, and then 50 cents each on these PS2 games, which was, I was a little bit embarrassed to buy them, but whatever. They were getting money from me. They can't judge. And then the next sale I stopped at also had some very cheap games, 25 cents each on these. They were like taking the stickers off to keep track of everything, so I decided to try and help them out. But then when I got up there, they're like, yeah, screw it. Just give us whatever the total is, which was $2.25 for this whole stack of games here. Not too bad. And then I went over to that sale that had this empty PSP box, which, again, it's kind of weird that they were like, the mom was getting cheap on me on the box, which was, you know, essentially junk to them. They didn't have the system. And, you know, she sold me like a, you know, $60 or $70 graphing calculator for $10 and then made me pay $2 for the empty box when I offered $1. But whatever. Like I said, I'll probably never complete this, but I thought the box was kind of cool. I've never seen it. And then a few sales later, got these Wii games here. It was $5 and $4 on those. And then that was everything I showed, but I had to go out of town on Saturday afternoon, Sabrina and I did. And on our way out of town, we stopped at a sale that we saw and picked up this stuff here. They had a PS3 system, which is very, 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 very customized with stickers. You can see it was marked for $30 there. It included both these controllers, first-party controllers, and a first-party controller charger thing, which had the adapter with it. And then this system didn't have an HDMI, but it had the power cord. I've got extra HDMIs. And then also included for the $30 were these PS3 games here. This Tiger Woods one is decent. I don't know what it goes for, but I think it's more than 10. And then he had this 64 stuff separately here. A controller with a really loose joystick and a couple games and a memory card. So I asked him if I bought the PS3 if he would throw in... Initially I didn't want the controller because it had this stick issue, but the guy threw in these 64 games and the memory card for the $30, and then I gave him another... I was walking away, and I was like, you know what? There's a nice condition controller aside from the stick, and I was like, I can replace that, so I went back and gave him... I had $2 left in my wallet, and he took it for this red N64 controller. So that's going to do it for Saturday. A pretty good Saturday, but obviously if you combine it with all that stuff I got Friday morning, just an incredible weekend. I'm in crunch mode now. We got a video game show sale thing in Wisconsin next weekend. So now I got to get through all of that stuff and all this stuff and get it, you know, figure out what I'm keeping and what's condition upgrades and get stuff priced and organized. And it's gonna be a heck of a week, but I'll find a way to pull it off. So speaking of that show, I'll have more on that coming soon. I'll probably do a video for that weekend. I'll explain everything in that video, what the show is, what it's all about, what we're doing there, all that. So stay tuned for that. That might be the next video you see. Thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this one. And until next time, take care.